Controversial decision against Vasyl Lomachenko in the defense of his undisputed title, and you getting feedback on what people are thinking about the fight, specifically two guys that are very, very high on the pound for pound list. Number one is Shakur Stevenson, and number two is Terrence Bud Crawford. And man, I'm telling you, I woke up this morning in my comment section of a video that I had done last night called Robbed, where I said that was a robbery. And man, I sure got a lot of heat in my comment section from people that I have to assume are Devin Haney fans. But in this video, let's talk about what Shakur Stevenson said and what Terrence Crawford said. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. But before we get into that, I just want to tell you real fast about today's sponsor, the Boxing Showtime app. It's a very useful app that keeps you updated on all things boxing, and you can keep up with the latest fights, where to watch them, the latest news, and a lot more. For any hardcore boxing fan like myself, and most likely all of y'all, I would definitely recommend downloading it. And it also is most definitely a big support to the channel. It's available for both Apple and Android, and you can find the link in the description below. Thanks for considering downloading Boxing Showtime's app. But let's get back into the subject matter of the video. Look, man. After the fight that took place last night, Shakur Stevenson jumps in the ring and says to the interviewer that no, Lomachenko should have won that fight. And he goes on to say, look, I got in this ring to call out the winner, or Devin Haney, for a fight, and Devin Haney ran away, wouldn't even talk to me, right? Well, but that's not true that he didn't talk to him. He walked by him straight out the ring past Shakur Stevenson. No, didn't give him a face off, didn't give him any of that. Just said, I'm number one, and walked out of the ring. They caught up with Terrence Crawford in the hallway of the fight, wearing, hey man, I don't know, man. I thought he was in Saudi Arabia or something, man, with that wigwam he had on. But so he said, he's like, yeah, you know, before I used to think that pick Devin to beat Gervonta, but man, all them straight left hands he was getting hit with by Vasyl Lomachenko, man, I don't see it happening, man. He's like, man, I don't see it happening, man. And he was like, yeah, you know, he didn't say who he thought won the fight. He said, man, you know, I was riding with Dev, but he was like, man, he was like, man, wow, those scorecards, wow. Look, man, if you are a Devin Haney fan, let me talk to you for a second, okay? It's not as if I'm trying to pick on Devin or something like that. I'm just telling you as honestly as I can what I was watching in that boxing match. Devin Haney did not look good in that fight. And the punches that he landed were all body shots. Very, very few legitimate, clean headshots in that fight. Won't say there were none, but very, very few clean ones. And the idea that all of these people are up in arms about Devin Haney losing, or saying Devin Haney got a robbery, based off what happened in that ring, man, no. There are some other times where, you know, there's some fights where, say, you have a Floyd Mayweather Jr. fighting Marcus Maidana, and Marcus Maidana is really, if you watch the fight closely enough, you see Floyd Mayweather Jr. landing a significant amount of clean and effective punches on Marcus Maidana. But Marcus Maidana's just kind of winging punches, landing on the shoulder, right? Land a clean shot here and there, right? But when you really sit down and slow down and look at the fight, you'll see that Floyd Mayweather Jr. was winning those rounds, right? That is not the case here. As a matter of fact, it's almost the opposite here. In this fight, you'll see that the clean and effective shots to the head and to the head were landed by Vasyl Lomachenko. And he was not just landing those in the second half of the fight. He was landing them in the beginning of the fight as well. In the first, there's a story or a narrative going on around the Lomachenko, and this is people's opinion. You know, obviously, it's a subjective thing, right? Where in basketball, you have the ball either goes in the basket or it doesn't, right? But even in basketball, where you do have subjectivity, which is like the way that the fight is, the way that the game is refereed, you still have some subjectivity in there, right? And people will argue wherever there is subjectivity and where there's not a concrete objective, you know, on or off, yes or no, the basket's in or it's not, right? Always going to have that, and especially in boxing. However, in this particular situation, man, I'm telling you, it is very, very hard for me to see how people could be scoring many of these rounds for Devin Haney just off the fact that he landed one or two body shots, right? But and by the way, some of those body shots, a lot of those body shots that he was throwing were missing widely. And when you miss like that, that's defense on the other person's portion, defense to the benefit of the other person. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to happen one time, where Devin Haney is going to get a decision like this, and got that against Lomachenko. I'm shocked that he got it. I can't lie. I'm shocked that he got the decision. Really am. I would have thought that the scorecards would have been in favor of Lomachenko for some of the political aspect of it. However, it went with Devin Haney, but you better believe that is not going to be happening with Shakur Stevenson, and it's not going to happen and it's definitely not going to happen with Gervonta Davis. And also, I don't care what you think about the Lomachenko fight and whether or not you think Devin Haney won the fight, even though I'm seriously, in all honesty, very confused as to how people can think that man won that fight, right? Respect to the judges, though. You know, I'm not somebody, I've said this before and I'll say it again, that if you win the fight on the judges' scorecard, hey, man, you won the fight. You're the champion, right? But Gervonta Davis, no, man, that is going to be that fight right there is going to be very, very, very rough on Devin Haney. And Devin Haney more than likely is not going to get out of that. Is probably not going to get out of that fight. Getting hit with all of those left hands, man, them straight left hands, and having his jab. I mean, Devin Haney's jab was not effective in that fight at all. He literally only had a right hook to the body. That's like that's the only shot that he was using. And I'm telling you, I think they definitely landed. He got some good shots off, but the way his head was popping back in them 3 and 4, 5-punch combo, man, Lomachenko ran a 5-punch combination off on him. I just can't see it, man. But anyway, I agree with Shakur Stevenson. Shakur's like, man, look, dude, that dude is not on my level, man. That dude is not on my level. And honestly, man, Devin just did not look good. I agree. And so Shakur was like, nah, man, Lomachenko won that fight. Terrence Crawford was like, yeah, man, Terrence, if he didn't say it out of his mouth, he definitely was implying heavily that he thought Lomachenko won that fight. And you're going to hear it from a lot of people, man. And it is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.